Good morning, you lovely lot. Welcome to Sunday's edition of Crafters TV and Sunday's edition of Craft Along. We're going to have a lot of fun within this show. However, we're also going to have a lot of fun all throughout today because, as you will know and expect already, it may be Sunday. Usually a lot of people use it as a quiet day. Not here on Crafters TV, where you like to go full force with lots and lots of goodies. So you are currently watching Craft Along. So as I like to say, the crafty calm before the crafty storm later on today, because we've got a pleasant storm coming your way in the middle of the day, which we'll go over just shortly. But I am not on my own, because as you can see with me being on this side, we need someone else who has, well, keeps coming up with the most epic craft-alongs time after time after time. Time after time. That is Michelle, we're back together again.
Yay!
We've not worked together since we went to the cinema to see the horror, did we?
No.
Bit of a letdown, wasn't it?
Yeah. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. There was a few jumps. There was one, you nipped off to the bathroom,
right,
and there was one jump scare which, unfortunately, the popcorn didn't go everywhere. It nearly did, but there was no one to witness it, so that was okay.
No. Although, to be fair, for me, the big scare wasn't even the film. It was one of the trailers as well. We did go to see the Boogeyman, if anyone was wanting to know, but I got a bit of a fright on one of the trailers, didn't I?
Yeah, definitely. So definitely, we've got July, August and September all sorted with horrors, haven't we?
We do, got some cracking horrors coming our way. But do you know what's not a horror? And that's us Craft Along. Michelle, what are we going to be making?
We're going to be making my little Paddington suitcase.
Oh, look.
So you keep asking and asking for this, and this particular craft, along with those beautiful floral outline dies, it fits perfectly with this one because it looks beautiful on the front. We've just stenciled through it a little bit on the back just to add that effect, and then we've got the little Paddington suitcase, perfect size.
Isn't it just?
For a marmalade sandwich.
Yeah, it really would be. Absolutely love that. What we'll do just shortly is we'll come back to Michelle with a shopping list. Just a few things that I want to go over first of all, and that is a massive happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, whether it is your fathers, whether it's stepdads, whether it's granddads. We're also sending our love to those that, you know, are missing their loved ones at the moment. Maybe you just can't spend time with them, or maybe they're no longer around. We are sending our love and hugs to everyone. But what we did want to do is just do a little bit of a celebration across on our website. And what we have, once you go on to crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu, you're going to find a selection of items with double points. Absolutely. So you're going to click on the icon that's all about double points for Father's Day, and then you're going to have a big list of items that you're going to take advantage of with the double points. Now, it does end midnight your time tonight across the globe, so keep that one in mind. We kick-started it on Friday. It's been running into yesterday with Becky and Michelle, and then ends today, midnight your time, all across the globe. And the other thing that ends at midnight tonight as well, that is our cartload warehouse clearance sale. So what we have got is we've still got some items left over from the triple cartload on Thursday with myself, Ben and Debbie Fisher. So what is remaining, and there's still some corker of a deals because I had a look before we went live, they will also end midnight your time tonight as well. So throughout today, have a little peruse while you're across on the website. Maybe you're going to be looking, of course, at our Craft Along bundle. Maybe you are going to be shopping ahead with our Second Chance Sunday, because Michelle's with me for the first two shows and Lily will be with me for the last show of the day. So you can get ahead across on the website, which is crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu. Shop the day, that's where you're going to find everything there, apart from the mid-show, which is First Look. The mid-show, which is First Look, it's a 2-hour first look. Now, our first look is exactly as it says in the title. It's a first look at our new launch is coming up, because we are going into an epic week with Leanne, and we're going to be showcasing so many launches. So I am absolutely buzzing that myself and Michelle get to spend the 2 hours with you, First Look, having a look at all the launches that are launching this week. So stay tuned, because you're going to have to find out each day as to what item is going to be launching. We've got some items, we've got some collections. I'm not going to say any more than that. We're just going to be leaving that until first look, which is, of course, 2 p.m. in the UK, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 6 a.m. Pacific Time. And we also have, Rachel is on the socials for this morning. I see hubby is already in.
Oh,
he's already in there. Ben's in saying, good morning, everyone. That's Ben McCarthy. He's watching on Facebook. Kathy Myers is in saying, hello, crafty team and crafters from Missouri. Do you know what I like about Sunday? It's a very quiet team. There's myself, there's Michelle. We've got Tracy on the floor, so do you know what that means when it's a Sunday? Sunday dinner.
Yeah.
Already been ordered. And then we've also got Nicola in the gallery producing, and then we've got George directing as well. So it's going to be a fun day with these guys, as well as you guys at home, such as Corinne Zen saying hello everyone. We've also got Sarah Brown is saying hi there everyone, relaxing in my couch. Michelle will get my joke. Haha. It's a Becky R thing.
Yeah. So she once sent a message in saying, hi, watching from where she is. She said, and she'd put on my couch, or from my couch, but Becky's dyslexic, isn't she?
Okay.
So at first glance, as she read it, as she chuckled away, have you heard Becky's laugh? It's fabulous. She was so forever on. She says, I thought you put from in my couch. So now whenever Sarah messages in and it's Becky, she's like, oh, hello, you're in your couch today. So it was hilarious, because Becky, when she laughs, have you seen her when she full on laughs? That's like the best laugh in the world. So yes, it's every time I see Sarah's name, I think, you in your couch?
Yeah.
You in your couch?
So now I'm in on that joke now that I'm in on that, so
Yes.
I know what's been said. We have got, our Rachel is saying, I'd have hidden under the seat. I'm a big wuss. Thought I love horrors, though I love horror special effect makeup. Me and Michelle are definitely not a wuss when it comes to horrors. And Jerry Johnson saying, good morning everyone from Southern Maryland. Hello Michelle, Craig and the crew. Love the project that Michelle brings. This is another epic one, as she was showing you. Right, before we have a look at the items that we're going to be focusing on within the craft along, let's head across stateside, because we do have a very special guest who's going to be crafting along. And this one is, of course, this is Debs all the way from the US of A. Good, well, very, very early morning, Debs, is it?
Yes, it is. It's just a little after 6.
Oh gosh, yeah. If I wasn't here, I would definitely still be in bed, that's for sure. Where about in the USA are you, Debs?
Lima, Ohio.
Oh, fab.
Wow.
Right, I know it's still very early at the moment. Do you have an idea as to what your weather's going to be like today?
81, warm and sunny.
Wow. Nice. Now, is that nice, obviously, nice weather, is that too hot where you're going to be inside crafting, or is it just time to get out the shade? Is that when you tend to do it?
I usually craft all day long.
Okay. I suppose when you've got the sunshine and the heat a lot of the time, you can then, of course, dip into the sun whenever you want. Unlike us, we get that bit of sunshine, we are out there, we take advantage of all that sunshine. It's so lovely to have you on this craft along. What do you think of the project that you're going to be making with Michelle?
Absolutely love it.
Isn't it cute?
Aww.
So cute.
Oh, it's adorable.
It really, really is. Are you going to be following along and creating pretty much as what Michelle is doing? Are you going to mix it up slightly?
I'm not going to mix this one up.
Okay.
I'm going to do this one as Michelle did. Now, yesterday, her craft along, I did mix that one up.
Okay, brilliant. And that's a good thing about it, isn't it? Whether maybe you've got the products, but you just want to mix it up, or maybe you don't have the said product, but then you're able to start to create with your own stash as well at home. So I can't wait to see what you make. I know you're saying you're following along with Michelle, but it'll be lovely to see. What we will do, Debs, is we'll pop in every now and again. If you do need us to stop and go over with anything with Michelle, just raise your hands, and George in the gallery, he'll let us know, and then we will come back to you. But I hope you have a lovely time on the craft along, and we'll see you just shortly.
Thank you, sounds great.
Perfect, wonderful. Right, let's have a look and see what we will need. We'll go back to Michelle. Michelle, if you can tell us everything that we're going to need to craft along.
I will, absolutely. So what you're going to need is the Echinacea Large Outline Floral Die, stitched edge circle die set, the Simply Said 8x3 vellum pad, some craft cards, some brown card, your tri-blend brush pen in the earth brown blend. Oh, that was a mouthful. Water reactive ink pad in your fire brown or your seal brown, whichever, just a nice rustic brown. And then additionally, you're going to need either your Gemini midi or above, your scoreboard, guillotine, scissors and a pencil, your Kalal all-purpose glue, your tape pen, a dotty tape pen, and some red liner tape. I used my 12mm.
Excellent, thank you very much for that one, Michelle. They are across on social as well, so if you need another quick recap while we are just getting ready, or even throughout the show, you can always dot forward. But let's have a look, because the craft along, what these are about, we always get new viewers every day. Now our craft along, what we do is round about 4 weeks after something has launched, a collection, a product, whatever it is, we will do a craft along with one of us on the team. Now sometimes that product, it may sell out, or elements will sell out. But just keep in mind that their craft along usually involves that whole collection. That's why it's always beneficial to get it when it launches, so that you know that you've got all of the product. Now, if the field collection has launched, sold out, we'll always try and bring you something. In this case, we have actually got the field collection, which is fantastic. So if you want to do the craft along, but you don't have the products yet, what you can then do, get a hold of them today, still got an incredible saving, and then when they arrive, you can always go back and watch all of our craft alongs whenever you want. Now, the good thing with it being not live, pause it, reverse it, fast forward bits, etc, etc. The only thing you can't do is stop to ask questions, because we're not live, but as I say, you have that benefit of the pause and reverse function. So we'll go over this quickly so we can go straight to Michelle and get started. But these are your large outline floral dies. So this is your 8-piece collection. 8 dies in total. You're going to be £75 or $98. If you are platinum, that's then going to come down to $60 or $78.40. If you are across Central Europe, you're going to be $90 for yours. These are on Shop the Day. These are beautiful outline dies. I did show you last week how you can use them on the foil press as well. They look gorgeous on the foil press. But let's have a look at the full set. You can get them individually if you want. Check them out on the website, but you always get that best saving when it comes to the bundle. So you're going to get the lilies. You're also then going to be getting the cosmos. You're also going to be getting the hellebores. You're also going to be getting cherry blossom. You're also then going to be getting the roses. You're then going to be getting your peonies. You're then also going to be getting your and then you're also going to get your enchiladas as well. So all of these 8 die sets you are going to be getting when it comes to this collection here. So much craftability. Please don't just think of them as a simple outline die. There is many ways that myself and Michelle will verbally talk you all throughout the next couple of hours. It is a craft along, so we kind of do things a little bit differently in the fact of don't like to jump in too much, because of course we like Michelle to have that full time. If there is anything, if you need Michelle to recap anything, get onto socials with Rachel, whether of course it is Facebook or YouTube, then just say, Rachel, I just need Michelle to go. You don't have to say Rachel's name. You can just write in the comments just saying, what was that measurement again? But I know Michelle's always really good, as to everyone on the team would do little recaps all the way through. But if you need help, please don't worry, please don't panic about stopping us. We can absolutely do that, and we will take breaks all the way throughout. Right, Michelle, I'm going to go quiet now, unless there's anything that anyone needs to ask, and I'm going to throw over to you, and let's get started.
I need to ask something.
Yeah?
What was that second to last die called?
Right. While I'm just what I will just say, and I said this the other day as well, this is not relating to this, I'm just looking them out. Throughout the day, if you hear a light humming noise, it is warm today outside, and we've got the studio light, so our fans will be on. So if you do hear it, that's what the noise was on Friday, and you might hear it again today. So if it is distracting, please let us know. But I know that it wasn't distracting on Friday. I just want you guys to know at home. Something more, anemones?
Oh, anemone.
Anemone. Nothing like what I said. Could have been something else. And this one, it just reminds me of a couple, not that I watch it anymore, but I used to, from Love Island, Ick and Sue.
Oh.
Echinacea. And
I'm using
are you using that
echinacea.
one in the craft along?
Yeah, yeah.
So if I say Ick and Sue or chinchilla,
And chinchilla, yeah. Any of them.
Any of them. Notice how I left them two to the very end as well. There you go. That's all 8 of them. So Michelle's going to be using one of 2 that I can't say. Over to you.
I couldn't have done that better if I tried, could I? Right, so let's get started. We're going to start off with some craft card. We're going to get 2 pieces of craft card because we're going to cut these exactly the same size. So I'm going to bring my guillotine in. And we need 2, the size of the box we're making is 4 by 6, and each side is 1 inch deep. So what we're going to cut is we're going to cut 2 pieces of the craft card, 10 inches by 8 inches.
Okey-doke.
So just lining that up. Because what we're going to do is we're not just going to have a single wall at the side. The sides are going to be doubled.
Okay.
It adds that extra strength and it adds that extra depth to allow you to create that lovely suitcase that will open and close. So 2 pieces, 10 by 8. That's the most difficult part out of the way.
Really?
Yes, it is. Right, so we're going to bring our scoreboard in and just move those bits to the side and grab my tool. Right, so you're going to score these both on the same side. It doesn't matter if you use the box base side or the box lid. You just need to score them both on the same side because we want them to sit together. So if I bring this in, you can see they're sat together. One is not going over the other. So it doesn't matter what side of your embossing board you use, you just have to use the same one for both pieces.
Okay, that's good to know.
Right, so we're going to score each side at 1 inches and 2 inches. I'm going to flip it round and we're going to score it at 1 inch and 2 inch all the way round. Just getting it in there.
So as you said, just ensuring that you're doing it on the same side of the scoreboard.
Yeah,
each time.
absolutely. Because obviously these scoreboards are brilliant and are going to create, one is going to be that little bit smaller so the other sits over it perfectly.
Okay.
But that's not what we want. We want them to sit together. So scoring them both on the same side. So 1 and 2 inches all the way round. And then you can see you're left with that lovely little 4 by 6 size in the middle. Perfect for a Hershey bar, I've been told.
Oh, I could see that actually, yeah, size-wise.
I've never had one, I must admit. But, you know, we do measure most things by the size of a chocolate bar, don't we?
Yeah. Nicola's saying she can take it or leave it. I think everyone agrees in the UK the chocolate's the best, isn't it? Because of
we do
the way it's
have
produced
amazing.
and what have you. And I know many Americans will also say as well that the British chocolate is some of the best. But if there is anyone, so our Rachel isn't a fan of Hershey's. If there is anyone, especially you guys stateside, is there anyone, because we make a big deal of it in the UK because it's American chocolate and we can get it a bit more easier across here. Let us know. If maybe you're not doing the craft along, you're just watching to do it later, let us know.
Yeah. Right, so we've got them both all scored and now we're just going to fold and burnish all of those. Let me bring in my tool to do that with. So we need nice crisp edges.
Okay.
So just folding them all and giving them all a real good burnish. So, favourite chocolate bar?
Well, for mine, it's white.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be controversial at the moment because I love the Nestle's Milky Bar. You know,
yeah.
I love that. But Cadbury's white chocolate is absolutely delicious. It is really, really delicious.
Yeah.
I think Nestle's white chocolate is the best of the best.
Yeah.
But by gosh, Cadbury's at the moment, their white chocolate that they're out with.
Yeah,
Wow,
because they do
beautiful.
white chocolate buttons, don't they?
Yeah, and they do the large ones.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, because Cadbury's used to do it in a blue pack, which was called Dream. Or was it Mars that done Dream? Maybe it was Mars that done Dream.
I think it was Mars, wasn't it? Yeah.
But I've not seen it. I don't think they do it anymore. But so yeah, I would say Milky Bar for me, Michelle. What about you?
I love caramel, anything with caramel in. So like a caramel bar or the caramel buttons. That's my go-to. Anything with caramel.
Let us know in the comments.
Right, so you can see that we're all scored, and what we're going to do is we're going to take, on each side, we're going to take these 3 pieces away. So I will do one corner first, because we're going to snip all the way down to that second score line, and we're going to put that little notch in. And we're going to turn it here, and we're going to take those 2 pieces away.
Okay.
And then here, on here, we're going to put a little notch into there, because this is the only bit that we want left. So we're going to trim that, and that is what you're going to be left with. So on this piece here now, I just need to put a little notch in it, because that's what I always do. So that is what we're going to do on each side. You're going to get rid of those 3 corners, or those 3 pieces, and you're just going to be left with that one tab that is there. So we're going to do the same on this side. I'm going to cut all the way down to that second score line. I'm going to put my little notch in there. And while I've got it here, I'm going to put my little notch on that bit there. I'm going to turn it round. Scissors still sticky from yesterday. And trim those 2 pieces away. And while I'm here, we're going to put that little notch there. And then we're going to put the notch there. So you've got those 2 now.
Perfect.
And that's what we're going to repeat on all sides.
So I know you said it just earlier on, but then the outer edge, Michelle, because they fold over, that kind of reinforces the structure of it.
Yeah, it makes it stronger. Hence why out of one of these A4 pieces of card, you get that lovely small Paddington suitcase. You can obviously, if you've got 12 by 12 card at home, things like that, I mean, you can make these as large as you want, but then you're going into the fact that you're having to create the base bit, and then you're adding to add your sides and things like that. But when you're wanting to make a nice, cute little one like this, an A4 piece of card is perfect. So you can see it's coming together lovely. And this is as hard as this one gets, which is why I think it's one of my favourite things to do. I don't have to worry about lots of measurements for people. It's just a nice, lovely, simple craft along.
It's one of those, Michelle, that it looks as though it's going to be, when I say time consuming, I mean that for the measurements and the folding and the scoring and the construction, whereas as you've just shown so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, so what is going to happen now is obviously these are going to fold in, and when you are popping this together, you can see that those little tabs are going to tuck under and all sides are going to fold over, so you're going to get that lovely reinforce. Now this is where I always use my red liner tape, especially because you're going to be opening and closing this a lot, and your red liner tape just allows everything to be, child-proof. I think that's the best way to describe it, because it's just red liner tape is second to none with strength. So I'm going to pop that there and there on this side. So just trimming that down.
I think as well, if I remember from my notes correctly, if you go on to Shop the Day, we've got a bundle with red liner tape, or there is an adhesive bundle with red liner tape.
Perfect.
So you can find, you'll be able to find that. Yes, we do. There's a little bundle, 3mm, 12mm, and actually 2 of the 12mm. Essentially, it's buy 2, get 1 free. So you get 2 of the 12mm, and you're going to be getting the 3mm for free. Today you're going to be, oh wow, $7.98 or $15.98 for 3 of your red liner tapes. That adhesive geek here, that's really good.
So I've got my red liner tape on all 4 sides, but you've got to think, so when we're popping this together, that little tab is going to cover that red liner tape up, so that means just there I need to put some more red liner tape, because when I fold that over, it's not going to glue to that bit otherwise. So on all 4 of your tabs, we're going to put some red liner as well. So let me bring in my smaller scissors for this.
Do you know what's also good with this one as well? If, say you are going to be seeing your dad or your stepdad or your granddad or, you know, your a parent of some form when it comes to Father's Day, you're not going to see him till later on today. Make this.
You've got, yeah.
Or maybe do it in blues and silvers as a briefcase type style.
Yeah.
So if you aren't going to be seeing, you know, your dad till later on in the day, you would have time to make this.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, we're doing it for this 2-hour craft along, but if you do a little bit of speed crafting, like apparently I sometimes do, you can get this done a lot quicker. Yes. The fastest crafter in the West. Right. So I always do these sides first. So we're going to pop this side together first, we're going to pop that side, and then I end up doing my 2 sides. So let's get rid of that. And making sure that obviously that needs to burnish down, there we go. And then that one. So when you lift that up, obviously, you know, make sure that it's really nice and clean in that corner. And then the same on this one. So they're nice now and stuck. And then all we're going to do is you're going to fold that over. And then I always bring my score tool in and just give that a good burnish. So let's remove that. Sorry, I'm chuckling away. If only you could see and hear what's going on.
If only, if only. The gallery are on form today.
There we go. So those 2 are stuck down, and then we're just going to pop that over. And then the only thing we need to do is the other 2 sides. So just leaning this on its side, I can remove that red liner tape. We can pop that over, stick it down lovely, do it to the other side. Take that off. Oh, can't get it. There we go. And pop that down. So now you've got 2 lovely sturdy, well, you've got 4 lovely sturdy sides on this box. So what we're going to do is we're going to do exactly the same thing on the other piece.
Okay.
So remembering we've taken that corner away first. So I'm going to snip all the way down and create my little knobbly bits and trim that there. And we're going to go to here. You don't have to, so that is my side, you don't have to trim that little bit away. I always do, because it just makes sure that it just tucks over and sits in nice and snug.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go, so that is that side.
I think it's you know, as you're saying, you don't have to do it. I think it's one of those things it's worthwhile doing.
Yeah.
For the second it takes, and just get that smoothness.
That's it, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So
Okay. What we'll do, got Deb's asking a question, so we'll bring her in just now. Yeah, let's go. So, Deb, what is it that we can help you with?
When Michelle folded the tabs in, you couldn't see anything that she did. So I'm not sure how she folded those tabs in, because she pulled it back toward her and then I couldn't see anything. All I could see was the other end of the box.
Got you.
Right, okay.
I think you're going to repeat that again, aren't you?
I'm going to repeat that again now, so I'll make sure that I keep it in vision. I think sometimes I forget, because you tend to do that, don't you, when you're crafting?
Not only that, though, to be fair, Michelle, is when you're adding adhesive, you are having the card or the project facing you so that you can see. And as you said, sometimes we do generally forget we've got a camera on us. But I could see that I thought Michelle was going to be redoing it again with this one, so it's kind of perfect timing.
I'll make sure that I don't pull it right into myself. Right, so again, we're just snipping all these corners away. There we go. And then last one here. There we go.
And that's why I'm purposely staying quiet at this bit as well, for anyone that's trying to concentrate.
Yes. And then... there we go. So we've got that again. So let's just get rid of these bits. And then we're going to go with the red liner tape. So on that second score line is where we're going to pop this red liner tape. So it's going to go across all 4 sides. Make sure it's nice and burnished down. And then across there. I always do the tabs last.
Okay.
I don't know why, there's no particular rhyme or reason. I just get all my 4 sides done first, and then I always do my tabs next.
But it's good to know that, because, you know, beginner crafters, or, you know, maybe even intermediate crafters, sometimes think there's maybe a specific reason why we do some things, and sometimes there isn't like that.
No.
There's no rhyme or reason.
No, it's just the way I do it. Oh, who said that? Was that a magician who used to say that? Something along those lines.
What was that, sorry?
It's just the way I do it.
Oh, it's the way it's said.
That's it. That's
who
what
was
I was
that
thinking
again?
of.
What wasn't Paul Daniels? That's magic. That's what he used to say. It's the way they say it. It's the way it's. Oh, yeah. It's the way it's the way they say it.
Something like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. You can see now that's where all my glue is. So what I'm going to do first is, this tab is going to come up. We're going to remove this strip of tape here. This tab is going to come up and it's going to glue in there. Can you see? It's going to glue to there. And then we're going to do the same with this one. That tab is going to come up and it's going to, if I hold it, going to glue in there. And then this will fold over. Can we see that?
Yeah, we can see that. Yeah,
So-
she's nodding,
Fab. So
Just while you're taking that off, and now I do know the answer to this one, but of course, you doing the craft along an expert, I'll ask you, Michelle. If you don't have 12mm tape, could you just use a thinner one, just more of it?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Got you.
Absolutely, yeah. Right, so you can see I've taken those 3 pieces off, so we're going to bring this up and this piece is going to go over here. So I'm going to do it this way because it allows me to be able to line it up there. So there we go.
Essentially, Michelle, you're just making a box.
I'm just making
Just
a box,
making a box.
literally just making a box. So you can see my tab is attached there already. So
Okay.
we're going to do exactly the same here. I'm going to bring it in, but I'm doing it from the outside because, again, it allows me to line that up beautifully. If I bring it over, you can see my 2 tabs are stuck in there. And then, because I've got all that red liner tape still, all I can do now is I'm just going to fold that over and it's going to stick down. So it is very simple. I think, yes, sometimes when you are making a box and this top piece comes over, you can't see what I'm doing down here. But I am taking the glue off these sides now.
how many of you at home going forward, when it comes to generic boxes, are you going to be adding these extra panels on the side so that you can create that extra strength around the edges? So I'm going to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's especially for something like this, it's just the best way I've found to do it. Especially if you're doing these for like kids' parties, you know, when they've got those little goodie bags at the end. They love things like this. It's a little suitcase and they're going to be opening and closing and closing. So the fact that you've got sort of that double wall, yeah, it makes it child-proof.
Yeah, yeah.
If something's child-proof, then you know it's built well. Right, so that is my 2 pieces, and if I pop these together, you can see that they stand or sit right next to each other. One isn't going over the top of the other because we've done them on the same side of the board. So that's it for those 2 pieces.
Awesome. I think if it's all right with you, shall we take a little bit of a break? You can then get your bits together.
Absolutely.
And then anyone that needs to have a catch-up, then of course we can do that. So we've got, so we don't have any questions as such at the moment about the craft along, which is always a good thing. We do have a few about some chocolate, so we will have a little read through them when we come back, just to give everyone that extra little moment or two to get everything together and then catch up. Of course, we'll dip into Deb as well just shortly. But this is the craft along, all about the large outline floral dies. But what we are going to do is we're just going to take a little break and we'll be back just in a moment.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Are we in trouble or are we all right? Should be coming in. Should be coming. What does she do? Exactly how he looks.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
And I watch you every day, and it's just what really gets you through when you're really at rock bottom.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people. We know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some of the customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. Love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
Thank you to Betty Weaver and also to our Rachel as well. I've written it on the back of that chinchilla flower, saying it's also known as a cone flower. So I've written that on the back of our boards as well. So I just need to get I just need to write the other one out phonetically on the back of the board, unless there is another name for the anonymous one, an enemy one. Yeah.
Yeah, Leanne said to me, she says, think of an enemy.
Yeah.
So your enemy. So if you say an enemy, she's my enemy.
It's just as long as I don't say the other one, you know, the hospital term. You don't want to go down that road, do you? Well, what's another word? Yes. Corinne is saying, Maui chocolate with macadamia nuts is awesome. Oh, I would like that. I really want them. I really want Cadbury's to bring out a crunchy with white chocolate, and then Mars to bring out a bounty with white chocolate. Oh, that would be epic. Yeah, I'm always the one that goes to the bounties, and because although I'm not a fan of milk chocolate, I can eat it in celebrations or roses or something like that, small quantities. But those would be lovely when it comes to white chocolate. Quite a few of you, such as Kim on Facebook, saying Swiss chocolate is what you love. Yeah, I do love the white chocolate version of the Lindt chocolates. Yeah. They're nice. The white ones with the citrus. Oh, nice. Yes. Betty Weaver is also saying, being Canadian, I am used to more of the UK style of chocolate. When I go home, I stock up and freeze my favourites. Oh, I didn't know. I don't eat much in the ways of bars here in the US of A. Didn't know you could do that. Deb, absolutely. This is Deb Rich on YouTube. The best chocolate is Toblerone white. Oh,
love a
nice.
Toblerone.
Yeah, really, really nice. Rachel Brown, I don't like chocolate at all, not even when I was a child. We've got, so Michelle Harris is saying, Craig, did your last craft along have a name? I just called it a notelet and pen set. Notelet and pen set that I'd done on Friday with Debbie Fisher. So it was with the Bohemian collection. Marianne is saying, I crocheted a small padding bear and tiny suitcase for my grand-nephew in New Jersey. This would be a fabulous project to make with him. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go, saying thank you, and that would go really, really well.
Yeah, perfect.
Marianne, if you've got a picture, I'd love to see it. Nicola's saying she would love to see it too. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. Kind of goes for any past craft alongs or something like that. Let us see throughout the day. It would be lovely to see. Stephanie, no, I've never heard of Dove chocolate. Even the grands like the, Dove is Galaxy. In America, Dove is Galaxy. Yeah. Even the grands like the dark and love the little message inside. Little message inside.
We don't get no secret messages.
We don't get secret messages, no. Unless you buy Chinese and you get some of the fortune cookies. Did you see my Chinese the other night when I was down at Hobby Maker? What a life we lead. What a life we lead. Hotel room, takeaway Chinese, on a Morrison's bag, watching Gogglebox.
Yes.
Yeah. So classy. So classy. Do you know something? It was one of the best Chinese I've ever had.
Oh, was
Next
it?
time I'm down at Redditch for a couple of days, I'm getting that way.
Yeah.
Nice hotel, but it's a bit samey when it comes to the food
Yeah,
after a while.
I think once you've had some of the stuff on the menu, you've had it
Yeah.
really, haven't you?
We'll just go back to you just in a second, Michelle, but Corinne is saying Michelle is doing a fantastic job. Christy Mahoney saying Michelle is doing a great job. I love how Michelle does her craft along, such a great project. Absolutely, because what we all do it with the craft alongs, but you spend that time with that measurement, you get them as easy as you possibly can do for everyone to follow, which is always good to see and hear, and knowing that so many people appreciate it as well. So it's lovely to see. I think we'll just go straight back to you, Michelle, if you want. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Absolutely. So we've got our two pieces that we are going to pop together. But first, before we forget, because I always do, you're going to bring in your ink pad. So I've got my seal brown. If you want to use your fryer brown, absolutely, it's going to give you obviously a different effect. I love this one because it really gives that aged look to your craft card. So we don't have to be anything other than just shove it on there. So we're just going to go around those edges, and you can see it really. Can you see straight away? It gives it that lovely
it does, doesn't it?
aged effect. So we're just going to go on all those. I always wait until I've got it up and together like this, because it becomes deeper on that lovely crease line, and then it obviously blends out down the sides.
And
so
that's really interesting, isn't it? Because usually we'll always say add your ink or the detail before you construct.
Yeah.
So it's really good to see that and how effective it works.
Yeah, because you can see straight away you've got that darker bit there, and then it sort of blends out, which is exactly sort of the look that I'm going for. So I'm going to go on all of the edges, all of the corners, even these top bits here, so we're going to do those as well. Because don't forget that you are going to be opening and closing this, so you're still going to see the insides, so we're definitely going to add ink there as well. So again, you can see I'm literally just throwing it at it. You don't want it to look all nice and neat and uniform. What we're going for is that old aged suitcase effect.
You're going for the George look, really. Oh, Nicola liked that one. Do the viewers know, George? Do the viewers know? Can I say? George is actually leaving us.
Oh, I know.
In a couple of months' time. He's got an incredible opportunity, and we always joke about it because I give him a lot of stick. He does give it to me off air, but honestly, you know, joking aside in that, you know, you are going to be missed, George, because you're such. Oh, Rachel didn't know. Rachel didn't know. He is going to be missed because George, from when George started, no, it's a learning curve, and he was thrown at the deep end. He's come on leaps and bounds, he really has. So you are going to be missed, George. So I know everyone on the team's got it, but you did say that if you ever need any help, then you'll come back and help on a freelance basis, eh? Perfect. Good.
I'll be back.
He'll be back.
I know. I was just gutted all day yesterday when I found out.
Mm-hmm. And to be honest with you, and this is no disrespect to anyone else in the company that's left, I don't think I've ever seen a reaction like everyone's had to George leaving.
No.
That's how much of a great guy, you know. People have left. Oh no, that's really sad. I'm really going to miss you. But everyone's like, what? Oh no, you're joking me.
Yeah.
Please tell me. No, everyone that I spoke to, George. Yeah, yep. You will be missed for sure. Yeah, it'll be good to see every now and again. Just every now and again.
Just every now and again.
Just every now and again. The Love Fest is done now, George. Let's get back to the stick.
So look how lovely it ages it up. How just that with the addition of
so
that little bit of
cool.
ink. Yeah, definitely. So do you know on that side there, I've got, it sort of looks like I've got two patches. So I'm just going to bring in my ink dauber. I'm not going to add any more ink to it. I'm just going to blend it out, make sure that I'm quite happy with it. And then we're going to pop them to the side. So I think the thing we will do next is, so if I bring you this in, so can you see these three pieces here? I've got, well, they're three pieces. So we're going to cut those.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our guillotine again. And we need to cut, these need to be just short of 2 inches high because it allows my suitcase lid to sit on perfectly. So we're going to cut one piece of card at 3 3/4 of an inch by 6 inches. So let's cut it down to the 6 inches first.
Okay.
And then 3 3/4. And then you need 2 pieces at 4 inches wide by 3 3/4.
Okay.
So 4 inches by 3 3/4. And then one more, 4 inches by 3 3/4. So we're going to bring our scoreboard in. Pop those to the side. And so bringing this one in. The one that is, so on the 3 3/4 side, we are going to score halfway. We're going to score right down half in the middle.
Half in the middle, so you're
in the
halfway
middle.
there.
Yeah.
Whoa, living on a prayer.
So we're going to score. I don't know why I waited for them to stop singing because you couldn't hear it. So I paused for them to finish singing and then I could talk to you, but you couldn't hear it, so I didn't need to pause, did I? 1 7/8 of an inch. So just the line that's just one underneath the 2 inches is where this is going to score.
Okay.
So when you fold that in half, it's obviously it's perfectly in half. So again, on the side that is 3 3/4 of an inch,
Okay,
you're going to score it at 1 7/8.
So that's also like halfway there.
Whoa ho.
I'm not sure if you heard that. I just put my talkback cable right to my microphone there.
Oh dear, that's hilarious. I'm going to miss that singing in my ear.
Rachel just said capital letters. We did.
Right, so you can see I've just folded them all in half. I'm going to bring them all open again because we're going to do the same. We're going to ink the tops of these.
So even these, like kind of these lips, Michelle, these are like fold double over. They're extras.
Yeah, we're going to double these over. Because again, it just adds that extra strength. So all round those edges, we're going to ink. You're going to end up covered in brown ink if you're anything like me. But it's the sign that you've had a good time in your craft room.
Of course, of course. I'm getting more and more like that. Although I still re-tidy after each project.
I do try. I sort of semi-tidy after each project.
No, I have to do a complete reset, Michelle.
Do you?
Complete tidy up and then go into my next project, yeah.
I think I'm just too lazy to do it.
Yeah.
So ink it. Some of these we're going to trim down, but it doesn't really matter because once we've trimmed it down, we can just add a little bit more ink on there anyway. So So what you're going to do is you're going to bring just one of these lids in. It doesn't matter which one it is, because remember that they're identical. So this is going to sit right in the front. Just there, that's literally all you're going to do with that one. That one I've cut absolutely perfectly. It fits absolutely perfect in there. But when you bring these next ones in, you can see that it's not going to fit down because it is just that little bit too wide. Because obviously we've got this one in here as well. So let's just trim that down a little bit. In fact, I'll tell you what we'll do first. We're going to glue all these closed. That's all you're literally going to do. So glue on the inside, and we're going to glue them all closed, and then we can trim down afterwards.
Okay, doke.
So I'm going to bring in just my collal for this.
I was just about to say that, sorry Michelle.
No, you're all right.
No, I was just about to say Sarah Creations on YouTube's a good idea, saying, I can see this with a vintage diary or something steampunk.
Yes. Yes, I got my vintage diary out because in there's a little stamp set and it's got all little stamps in it.
Yes.
So
Cool
they
little
look
stamps.
perfect. So just burnishing to make that stick together. And then we'll do the same with these, just gluing them closed, literally. Just, it adds strength, but it just adds that character. When you open your box and you've got that extra lip inside, for one, it means that you can add more stuff in there, but it allows this to sit perfectly over it. It's not going to be moving or wiggling. It just allows it to sit and close just how it should be.
And you don't have to worry about either magnets or hook and loops or anything like that, do you?
No, it fits perfectly. So last one.
Thank you, Marianne. Nicola and George were saying, yeah, they got the photo through, so they're just getting that sorted. So thank you for sending that in.
Love it. So I've got a little bit of seepage, but that's okay. Just rubs off. That's what I love about this collal glue. If any of it seeps out, it just rubs off.
I really need to use it more. Yeah, because it's like Debbie Fisher was saying the other day, we've all got our kind of like our own glues or adhesives that we like to go to.
Yeah.
And it is incredible. It's just not the one that I tend to go to first.
No. It's fun. It's like you said, we've all got our preference really, haven't we? Right, so we're going to glue this one in straight away because, again, I don't need to adjust this in width because it's going to fit perfectly. So we're just going to put glue on the bottom half. Now what I'm going to do is I always pop red liner on the bottom bit and then I will add a little bit of glue at the top. And by top I mean just above here, because remember it's only 1 inch deep this, so we only need to glue up to 1 inch high on this.
Okay, yeah, well reminded.
But I always pop red liner on that front bit because again you've got the fact that you're going to be opening and closing, so you need to make sure that it is perfect and strong in there. So I always put it in, again, I'm going to put it in on an angle like that. I'm going to make sure that this base is right at the bottom, right in that corner. So then when I pull it up and stick it, I'm not stuck on an angle. Because sometimes you accidentally put that one side down, and especially when you've got red liner tape on, it's going to stick and then you have to pull it, or you've stuck it a little bit wonky. If you make sure you put it in on an angle, push it down, and then bring it up, you've got it exactly where you want it to be. Right, so that's the front bit.
Okey-doke.
So I trimmed that one down. This is the one that I trimmed a little bit off, which now fits absolutely perfect. This one, again, you can see it's not going to go in. It's a little bit too long.
Okay.
So you're just going to trim it off. I could give you a smaller measurement, but all you need to do is literally, you're going to take a tiny slither off at a time. So make sure, so that's gone, there you go, they're going to fit perfect, look at that. So what we're going to do with this is, again, I always pop that little bit of red liner tape right on the bottom. Again, you don't have to. If you want to use the collal, and pop it in and then hold it while it goes off. Absolutely do that. So again, I'm just checking. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you now. So before I glue this in, I'm going to pop a little bit of glue down this edge because it's going to butt up to there. And that corner's just going to glue together. So when I've popped it in, I'm going to put a bit of glue on. I'm going to hold that corner there, and that's just going to allow those two to glue to each other. So let's bring this out. Let me take that red liner off. Put a little bit there, just up to that 1 inch line. I'm just going to dab a little bit. I'm going to try to be careful because I don't want it going everywhere. And I am going to use my finger for this because you want it to make sure it's all over there. I've got my tissue, look. So again, we're going to pop it in right to the bottom. I'm pulling this out a little bit because there's glue on this edge and I don't want to get it everywhere. So we're going to shove that right down to the bottom and in, and then we're going to bring that together right on that corner, and you're just going to hold it for 10-15 seconds until that glue goes off. So just holding it. There's many different ways you could attach these. You could put some little corners on if you wanted to add a little bit more of an effect, and I'll show you what I mean in a second.
Okay.
Let this grab first.
And I think what's lovely with a project like it, when I seen this one first thing this morning, Michelle, straight away I thought male themed when it comes to this one.
Yeah.
Now, of course, this day and age, you know, girls like what the guys have and guys like what the girls have. So girls would love this style as well. But you can easily just change this. Imagine instead of using the crafts, but go in with your pinks and maybe your silvers, you know, and then
Absolutely.
you can then flip it when it comes to that colourway and then just change some of the little embellishment bits. It's nice having that starter guide of the measurements and instructions from you, and then you can then start to cherry pick what colours, what embellishments that you start to use.
Yeah, absolutely. These are a perfect size. These are a perfect size. You're getting lots of people having weddings now that are very Alice in Wonderland themed,
Yes, they
things
are.
like that. So to have this as that little, anything, this could have all of your invite and everything in, because I know some people go really big with invites and things nowadays, don't they?
Oh gosh, yeah, they do.
Right, so
imagine a wedding invite coming in a style like that.
Yeah, because you've got your invite, you've got your RSVP thingy in there, you have menus and all sorts in them now, don't you?
Maybe have a map to the church or the hotel or the register, something like that.
And especially if it's themed, you know, these are absolutely perfect for something like that. Right, so there we go. So what I mean by a corner is, obviously that is my corner. What is popping up is just under 1 inch. So I'm just going to show you what I mean by a corner. So we're just going to trim this down. Let me just trim that a little bit straighter. Imagine that I've cornered it either with you know, a corner punch or anything like that. That is literally all I mean by a corner. And you're going to pop it on there. And again, it gives you an extra effect. If you've inked that all up as well, they look nice. So if you're doing any kind of box or something and you feel like your corners need a little bit of extra strength, pop something like this on, because again, you get suitcases that have these kind of corners on them, things like that. So that is all you're going to do for that. But mine's glued together. It's set now. It's gone off. It's glued together perfectly. So we're going to do exactly the same on the other side, because I know I've snipped that little bit off and it's going to fit in there perfectly now. So let me peel that off and then add the rest of the glue. There it is. I'm looking for it and it's right in front of my face. So remembering which edge we need to pop a little bit of glue down. So making sure that it's all on the side. And again, I'm just going to pull that out a little bit to tuck that in. There we go. And then...
Amazing seeing that come to fruition.
Very simple. Very simple and easy to go. This is one of those things that I popped together it's very mindful to do because it's nice and simple, but it looks amazing once it's finished. So again, just going to hold that until that goes off and grabs. But you can see that side is held perfectly. But the corners, especially if you're using mount board, if you've seen any of my shows where I've made the boxes and things with mount board, when I've created a box and I've attached the sides, instead of just gluing, you can add these. You can add these corners so it makes your two pieces of mount board that you've popped together uber strong. If you've ever got any fear of them, popping away. It wouldn't and it shouldn't, but again, these corner pieces always look fabulous, even on if it's a quite modern paper you're using or you've made something very modern. It's not just these sort of old looking suitcases and things that they look lovely on. Right, so that is my bottom piece. I'm quite happy with that. I'm not going to attempt to put this on yet. I'm going to wait until these are fully dried before I put my lid on. Okay. But that is the basis now. That's all the outside's done. Now we just need to attach or create all these bits. So all your corners and the straps and things like that.
Yeah. Shall we take a little break?
Yeah, absolutely.
And we can then give you at home a little chance just to catch up. We can then check in with Deb as well. I think we're going to do that just now. Let's do that. Let's see how Deb is getting on. I know I could see her busy beavering away. How are you getting on, Deb?
Really good. It's coming together very nicely. I'm so impressed with this.
Yeah. What is it that you're loving about that? Is it the construction of it? Is it the look of it? Is it all of that?
It's all of it. That's why I said I didn't want to change anything because it's perfect just the way it is. She did a fabulous job.
Oh, thank you.
There we go. So many as well are saying that, Deb, in the comments, just, how much they appreciate it. As I said before, I know that we all like to take that time and put the measurements, but it's all the detail that Michelle comes up with and that she thinks of to make it easier for everyone at home to follow along as well. Have you got any plans to put anything inside it?
Not yet. Chocolate, of course, is always an option.
Of course.
Yes.
Agree with you on that one. Have you got a favourite chocolate?
Actually, I don't. I love white chocolate like you do.
Yes.
But I like dark chocolate. I think it's Lindt that has it's intense and it's orange. Oh my stars, I love it.
Really good, really good. Oh well, you can definitely be storing some of that in your little case as well. What we'll do as well is we'll jump back again just shortly, Debs, to see you. But again, anything that you need a recap on, just raise your hand and George will give us a shout. Okay.
All right.
Right to you. We shall speak soon. A lot of love for what you are making already, Michelle. So many people saying that it looks cool. A few people have come in a little bit late and they want to see the finished project. So what we'll do is we'll take a little bit of a break. Then when we come back, we'll pretty much go back to Michelle and I'll ask Michelle politely if she can show what a finished project will be for those that have arrived late. But we will be back just in a couple of minutes.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Are we in trouble or are we all right? Should be coming in. Should be coming. What does she do? Exactly how he looks.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
And I watch you every day, and it's just what really gets you through when you're really at rock bottom.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
If you love Crafters TV, we've made it easy for you to watch us wherever you are. Whether you catch us on your tablet or take us with you on your mobile phone, it's easy to watch us anywhere. From here to here. Maybe don't watch us here. It would be easy to watch us here. Probably the easiest place to watch us is here. Crafters TV, with you wherever you are. Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get your hands on the latest crafty must-haves. Leave the hard work to us while you shop from the comfort of your own living room. Head to the Crafters Companion website to see our full crafty range, or hit the Shop the Day button to see all the new and exciting products featuring on Crafters TV. Once you've filled your cart, leave it to us to get your crafty goodies to you in super quick time, so you can get on with being creative. Crafters Companion, making crafty shopping a breeze.
What makes Crafters TV so special is you guys.
It's really special because the experts are really experts. They're really skilled at what they do, and they want to make sure that the audience also improves on their skills.
Crafters TV is so special because you've got together a really sort of key group of people and people that are very passionate about the products.
Crafters TV is so special because it's a unique community that we have with each other, where we can learn and grow and communicate with each other.
Community, the family spirit, the education, everything to do with craft. We are all like-minded people who share a passion.
I love all the inspiration the demonstrators bring and all the knowledge for us out here.
What makes Crafters TV so special? 100% it's the interaction. No other crafting TV channel or show has the same interaction.
I love the community, I love chatting live, I think that's the best part. And it's gone beyond crafting because we've become friends.
It feels to me to be a really, really close relationship with our customers and viewers.
You guys make us feel like we're part of your family. I've never been on the show before, but one of my friends who I did meet from CCTV encouraged me, and I was on the craft along.
A massive team of people, and I think they've all got their role to play, and it just brings everything together. It allows us to do our job and just love it.
The people, obviously, the people not just here at Crafters Companion, but the viewers that watch us. I mean, everybody. We have this real magical essence about it.
Bye for now. Bye.
Tim C on YouTube is saying, "Oh bless, we'll be sad George is leaving. All the best, whatever the future holds for you. But we do need to see George before he goes in front of house. We will get him on air before he leaves. He will absolutely be live on air at some point for sure." Question, Michelle. This is also from Michelle Harris, is saying, "Is this big enough for 4x6 cards?"
Ish. If you've got a 4x6, let me cut, bear with me. Let me cut a piece of 4x6 and we'll see if it pops in. Because I've got those internal walls that have gone in there as well.
Got you.
So all you're going to do is, if this, let's see if this fits first. 4x6. So it's going to be a little bit tight. Can you see how it's not fitting down? All you're going to do is you're going to change the base measurement. So you can still be able to get it out of an A4 piece of card. So change your measurement to 10 2/8 of an inch to 8 2/8 of an inch. Okay, still score at 1 2 inches on all four sides, but what that's going to do is it's going to make this 4 2/8 by 6 2/8.
Got ya.
So your 4x6 card is going to sit in perfectly. And it's still going to come out of the A4 piece of card because it's 8 2/8 of an inch wide.
Perfect, yeah.
So all you're going to change is adding that 1/4 of an inch.
Excellent. Thank you for that.
I hope that helps.
Oh, definitely. It really, really does. We have also got Rachel Brown on YouTube is saying Debbie will be sad about George leaving. She will be, well, will be. We've Marianne is saying I overstuffed Paddington Bear in his coats, wouldn't quite fit. So I tell you what, let's have a look. This is a picture that Marianne had sent in that she has. Oh, look. Wow.
That is amazing. She made that.
Yeah, crocheted it.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that a talent? Absolute talent. Really, really is.
That's amazing.
That's
I love
really
it.
amazing to be able to do that.
Yeah.
To do that for sure. Same colours. Same, like you can instantly tell it's Paddington Bear.
Adorable, isn't it?
So adorable.
He's even got his little bag lock.
I know. Yeah.
I love it.
Marmalade sandwiches. And we've also got Jerry Johnson saying, I'm looking forward to making this tomorrow. Busy day today as we are celebrating Father's Day with the hubbies. And do you know something? I think a lot of people do tend to do it. They'll tend to watch the craft along first so they can see it and view it, and then obviously they can get that flow in their head.
Yeah.
And then either come back later or tomorrow. Or maybe you've made it once live with Michelle and then you make it again another time or another time. It's always there for you to go back to
absolutely.
and make if you want to. So we are going to go back to Michelle. Let's have a very quick look at the collection. So if you want to get your hands on that full collection, it's your Large Outline Floral Dies, 8-piece collection, £75 or $98, or with a platinum price of £60 or $78.40. Remember, if you are purchasing this and it's your first order after joining Club Inspire, you get 20% off your first order, like you seen in that video earlier with Sarah. So that means you'll get that at the platinum price today, £60 or $78.40. But let's go through these and then we'll go straight to Michelle. You're going to get the lilies. You are then going to be getting the cosmos. You're then also going to be getting the hellebores. You're also going to be getting the cherry blossom. They are available individually, by the way, if you wanted to, with the savings in the collection. You're going to get the roses. You're going to get the peonies. You're then going to be getting the coneflower. And then you're also going to be getting the windflower as well. All 8 of them is what's going to be coming your way with that platinum price, £60 or $78.40. Right, let's crack on.
Fabulous. Right, so I'll give, I think someone asked, so a sneaky peek again of what it is I'm actually making. It is this lovely little suitcase. We've got the flower stenciled on the back, we've die cut one out, and it opens up beautifully.
Love it.
So that is what we are creating. So before we go on, all I'm going to say is it is a very snug fit when it goes on here. But remember, we're not opening and closing it this way. We're going to open and close it from behind.
Right.
So if you find it's a little bit of a snug fit, all you need to do is on those end bits, literally the tiniest half a mil, something like that, that tiny little bit, snip away. So it's slightly angled. You're not necessarily going to notice it, but you've got that slight angle there. So again, when you're closing it over, it just allows it to be a little bit more smooth. So when you've got that closing now, and you do close it, it's a lot more smoother just by taking that tiny, you can see how tiny it is, tiny little bit away. So I just wanted to say that because I did remember that I'd not said it before. Brown card, we're going to go on to the outside now. So we're going to bring in some brown card and we're going to bring in our circle dies. I love the stitched edge ones.
These are my favourite.
Yeah, I think they just work beautifully for this. So let me bring in this one. So you're gonna judge how big you want these on here. So cut one out to start with, and if you feel like you want one a little bit bigger or one a little bit smaller, then you can. But the one that I've picked is, so this one is, it's 1 3/4 of an inch roughly. So I'm going to bring in my midi. I could bring in my midi for these if I wanted to, but let's pop these on here. So again, any brown card from your stash that you've got, you can be using for these. Again, if you're doing them in different colours, you're obviously not going to be picking the brown. But let's just run that through here. Back again. Just pop that to the side for a minute. And then grab these. So there's 2 there. So all we're going to do is we're going to fold this in half.
Okay.
I'm going to fold it in half. We're going to give it a nice burnish. And again, so I've got a white core on mine and it's cracking, which is what I want, because it adds to that old aged effect of the suitcase.
A bit like George, he's cracking as well. No, George.
So I've folded it in 4, so you've obviously got that cross in the middle. And then we're just going to snip one of these corners away. So snip one of those corners away. Bring your box in, and it's going to...
Oh, what a neat idea.
Going to close and sit on the corner. So I'm happy with that size. So this is what I mean. Cut one out first, see if you're happy. If you want it any bigger or smaller, then absolutely. But all you're going to do is you're going to fold it in half and half again, and you're going to cut that corner away.
Yeah.
So you're going to need 8 of these.
And
so that's what we're going to do now. Hence why.
You were going to have to do triangles, loads of triangles, Michelle.
No, I know. Such a simple and easy way to do it, isn't it?
Genius.
Right, so I've got 2. So we're going to cut another 2. We're going to have 8 in total. So this is where it's always nice when you've got lots of multiple die sets. So if you've got a couple of your nesting die sets, it's easy because obviously you can be running through 2 dies at once. But it doesn't really take that long anyway, does it?
Oh gosh, no. It also shows the ease of it die cutting through 2 layers of cardstock with the MIDI.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So this card that I'm using is actually, it's from an Everyday's collection. It was some 8x8 cardstock that we did a little while ago.
All right.
And it's a 300 GSM. So you can see that with ease, it's cutting through 600 GSM, absolutely no problems. So 2, 4, 6, just 2 more. Trim that away.
A lot of wows for that clever idea there about creating the corners.
Yeah.
Stephanie's saying, oh, that's clever, Michelle.
Yeah, it's such a simple idea.
It is.
It's such a simple idea that you don't think of it, and then when someone else shows you, you're like, why didn't I think of that?
Well, that's twice for me in 3 days. You've just given me that wow for the corner. And then when I was working with Jan on... So I was working with Jan on Friday. Oh, this whole week's just totally disappeared. Yeah, I was with Jan on Friday, and she made a little holder for, like a gift card.
Oh, yeah.
But so simple about just die cutting a circle, cutting it in half, and then attaching it to the project. I was like, oh my gosh, so simple.
Right, so we're going to do exactly the same on all of these. You're going to fold in half. Don't worry if you're doing it exactly the same as me, if it cracks or anything, because it adds to the effect, and we're going to ink on there as well anyway. And then trim just one of those corners away. So, I mean, this is it. This is, again, as difficult as this one gets. I think it's just about knowing how to do it, isn't it? Once you do...
Yeah, for sure.
It's simple. It's simples.
And then that would still work with like your mirror card, like silver or something, wouldn't you? With having the metal feel.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously you would be more careful. I'm not being careful with this because I'm wanting those cracks and that aged look on there. But yeah, if you've got a particular colour and you're using your mirror cards, yes, to get that sort of metal effect on the corners. Definitely.
Even if you've got like leather embossing folders.
Yes.
How cool would that be?
Yes,
leather embossing,
absolutely.
emboss it, and then like even sand it down a little bit or something.
Oh gosh, that's a great idea. Brilliant idea, that. Might have to try that on my next one. Right, so where are we? We've got 5 done. So we're just going to do it, just carry on. We're rinsing and repeating, literally.
I don't know what craft alongs we've got yet next month, because none of us got our schedules. So
No.
it's one of the first, I think a lot of us, it's one of the first things we look at is to see who's got what craft along.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're like, oh, I wanted that one.
I wanted that one.
Oh gosh. There we go. So nearly on my last one.
Okey-doke.
There we go. So last one, and then before we glue these on, we're just going to ink the edges.
Okay. They're like little Pac-Mans or Pac-Mans.
They are, aren't they?
Aren't
Lots of Pac-Man, yeah.
Or a little fish.
So you don't have to ink these, but you can see it gives those folded edges because we've inked the edges on the thing, the suitcase. So again, it's just taking away that white core that you can see coming through. Where we've cut it, you don't want that. And then again, it's just adding that gorgeous aged effect. And then all around the edges. I mean, if you've used a card stock that is a colour core rather than a white core, you might not feel that you want to do this. Again, depending on what you've been using.
And it's a good thing, you know, with all the craft alongs, all the projects that we do, you know, you've gone through the basis of constructing it and how to do it and these little details, but nothing's stopping you then from coming in with your metallic pens and adding little stitched work, or you know, maybe your translucent ink pad around the edge with some gilding powders, or your gilding flakes, things like that. So this is when it's kind of like you're then afterwards, Michelle, you're handing over to everyone saying either recreate it exactly as I've done or add your own craftability to it.
Yeah, that's it. Definitely. This is, it's funny, I made this for my father-in-law 4 or 5 years ago. It's the first time I made this one, and he loved it. I think, well, I mean, my father-in-law's passed away now. I know my mother-in-law's still got it. He kept it, he had it on the side, on full display for years. I was very happy.
Quite believe it, yeah.
Right, so then all we're going to do with these is, you can remember, if you saw me do it, you're just going to pop it on the corner. So that's literally all you're going to do with all 8 of them. So let's bring our glue in and then glue these up.
Honestly, I'm so amazed at how you can do that little corner simply by a die-cut circle.
It's great, isn't it?
We all get inspired by each and every one of us here.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is why, I mean, I still tune in all the time. I love to see you guys and what you all come up with as well. So, you know, what I do. In fact, yesterday I did create a card that I'd seen one of the design team had done. It was Leslie Pyle. She'd done the most gorgeous card, and I just replicated it yesterday on air.
Yeah.
I just loved it that much that I just, minus a flower and a bit of acetate, I just did her card because it was just beautiful. I didn't want to do anything different to what I'd seen. I just did her card. I did obviously give her the shout out on air.
Well, that's
take credit for it.
Wait, say that, exactly. Yeah, you know, when we do that, well, we do tend to do it every now and again, because I'm the same. Sometimes you just think, wow, that has to be replicated for you guys to see at home.
Yeah.
And as you were saying, always give them a shout out. For instance, if you're in the Gemini Club, some of the videos that I do, I actually replicate what our Nicole Bretherick does, because it's absolutely beautiful, and you guys are the ones at home that will be like, oh, I'd love to see how that's made within that club. So that's why I tend to replicate them and always give Nicole the credit for them, because it's worthwhile doing.
Nicole is just disgustingly talented, isn't she?
yeah. I mean, you know, like with Nicole, Bianca, we've got Shan as well, and Marie, and oh, what a team we've got. Absolute incredible team that we've got.
They're all talented. I mean, I said that about Nicole, but they are. We have an amazing design team. We have an amazing team that, you know, creates all the samples and things like that. All of them, just amazing. It makes you a little bit worried. It's like I've signed a contract. You can be brilliant, but I've signed my contract.
Yes.
I'm safe.
Yeah, you see some of these and you're like, where is my contract again?
Yeah. Right, so I've just moved on to the base now, doing exactly the same, popping these 4 corners on. Look how lovely it comes together.
It does. Do you know something? See, even just half that bottom. I'm looking at the top half there, Michelle. You know, you could put little photos or something in those corners. It could be like a dimensional frame or something, couldn't it?
It could. It could. There's so many different things that you could absolutely do with this. The thing is, if you've got a particular thing in mind that you want to pop in a box or do, and then you think, actually, if I take that particular project, I could adjust it in this little way. So yeah, absolutely. And again, we all view things differently, don't we? We all look at something and see something different. I mean, for me, it's if it can store chocolate in. Does it fit chocolate and cookies? Yes, then I'm making it.
It's funny, for me, it's like, does it store wax melts?
Yeah.
From that YC brand.
Yeah.
Or their tea lights, because their tea lights are kind of different depth and a different width from generic tea lights out there in the market.
Yeah. Right, so just making sure all my corners are nice and stuck. And then
little notelets or something would be nice. Because then if you've got your envelope maker, you can then make the envelope. Like if you do make this the exact size that you're doing, Michelle, just bring in your envelope maker and then make the envelopes to fit the size of
course,
your box.
Yeah.
Your case, briefcase.
Right, so mine was just hanging over a little bit, so I just trimmed it off, and then I'm just adding a little bit of ink. So we're going to pop those to the side, allow those to dry, and then all we're going to do now is we're going to bring in, so this is my 12 by 12 piece of brown card, and we're just going to cut lots of strips of 1 inches, or of 1 inch width. It doesn't matter how long they are, so we're going to trim them down when it's on there.
Okay.
So we're going to cut 5 1 inch strips. So just lining that up.
So is that the depth of the box as well? Or like 1/2 of the box?
1/2 of the box, yeah.
It's just Melanie D was asking, how deep is the box with the lid on? So that would be 2 inches then?
Yeah, 2 inches deep. And again, you know, you can obviously make these a lot bigger if you want, but then that's going into, you're adding your sides and then bringing them up, you know, as if we were using an exploding box. You've to add extra sides, because obviously particular pieces of card only go so big. But yeah, you could absolutely go huge if you wanted to, but I thought if I show you the basic, the small one, which is absolutely adorable, how this one comes together, then if you want to go bigger, you've got that base knowledge there to do that. Right, so what we're going to do again is, before I do anything, I'm just going to quickly ink down the sides, not perfectly.
Okay.
For one, because I've got that white core popping through, and it's just tying it all in. You've got that aged effect on these straps as well.
The other one I was thinking of as well, your Midas ink pads. you know, going along the edges with them.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm using my water reactive, but yeah, you could use your other ones, definitely. I mean, it's just taking those white edges away, but it's also just giving that lovely ink effect down the sides as well.
Rosalind's got a good idea. She said, for those selling cards, this would be a nice little set to put a few generic cards in and sell as a set.
Absolutely would.
You could really add a good few pounds, dollars or euros on top of that.
Yes, yeah, definitely. It is. It's something like this. If you do your craft fairs or anything like this, and you've got something like this on your stall, and if you've got anything like, you know, your alphabet dies, things like that, you can personalise them then and there. And it means that people are going to absolutely pay extra for something that you can pop their name on, their daughter's name on, something like that. Just make lots of them up and then personalise them as you go. Right, so what we're going to do now is, let me just, there we go. I mean, this is very, very easy and very simple. So from this bottom one, we're going to add this here. So we're not going to go up onto this bit here. We're just going to add it here. And you're going to decide, you're going to judge where you want these two pieces. Do you want them a little bit closer together? I find they look nicest roughly 1/4 of an inch from there.
Okay.
I think that just, for me, that always seems to be the ideal distance.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be perfectly measured, but you've got roughly that 1/4 of an inch from there. So I'm just going to pop some glue on this. And again, I'm not doing it all, I'm just going to glue a little bit of it.
It's just the way it makes it look so real to life, all these little bits.
Oh, the little details.
Yeah.
So we're going to line that up just there. And I'm going to give that just a second, and we're just going to bend it round. And you're going to make sure that it lines up perfectly with that one there. Because obviously if it lines up perfectly, you know you're getting it on nice and straight.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say, between this and your craft along yesterday, Michelle, I think you are a dead cert for Demo of the Week.
Oh, really?
Yep. I couldn't call what one's going to win Demo of the Week from yours, whether it's this one or the one you done yesterday. But I think as much as Jan's got beautiful project, I might have a beautiful project there. But I think it's yours. Your Demo of the Week.
Yeah, there's some beautiful demos up there. I was looking at them yesterday. I was debating which ones I could hide so I could win Demo of the Week.
Yeah, but you're just being greedy with the amount of stars that you've got now. You know, you're pretty much off the page.
I know, I'm right to the end, aren't I?
She says smugly.
Me? Smug? Never. Right, so you can see that I've wrapped it round and I've got this piece left. I'm just going to leave that for now. And we're going to do exactly the same here. We're going to pop that on there. We're going to leave roughly that 1/4 of an inch. We're going to hold that and we're going to bend it round that corner. You need to make sure you hold it because you don't want it to go wonky. Make sure that it stays nice and in line with that. And then when you bring that down, make sure it's nice and straight there and then plop it down. That means we can press it down and make sure that it's all nice and burnished and stuck. And then you're just going to bring this one up and around. And then I've got those two pieces sticking up. So just again, we're just holding just to make sure that it's all sticking nice and snug and straight.
It's a word that I've not heard for a while. Plop.
Plop.
Plop it down.
Yes, I'm full of random words. Right, so obviously we're going to pop 2 more on the top, but what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put my lid on.
Just gonna plop it on.
It's going to be a snug fit the first few times you do it. So you're going to want to, once it's all glued together, you're going to have a bit of a play with it. We're going to be playing with it anyway, opening and closing it up. So I've put my lid on because then what that's going to allow me to do is line, because this one here is going to go to that, just the 1 inch, it's going to go there, but what it allows me to do is it allows me to line it up perfectly. If I glued them on here and glued them on here and put it together and I'm just the slightest little bit out, it's going to drive me crazy.
Okay.
So by doing it this way, leaving this hanging up, it allows me to come in, line that up exactly where it needs to be, and then I can carry on popping it round there.
Okay.
So this back piece, it's going to get trimmed. It's not going to go any higher than my suitcase. Let me bring my bigger scissors in. So I'm just going to trim it. And we know we can trim it straight because we can trim it against the top of the box. And again, we're going to bring in this. We're going to pop the ink on the top there, which means you're not going to see that white. Right, so you can either pop that under there or you can pop it on there, but you have that crease there, so what you can do, or the edge of that, so what you can do if you want is take it all the way down to the bottom. That gives you that double strength sort of a hinge. Entirely up to you. You can do it either or, whichever way you want. But what I tend to do is, because this is the base, I tend to pop this on the outside, because then I've got that edge that is on the bottom and you're not going to be seeing it.
Okay.
Whereas if I do it this way, you're going to be seeing it. It's a little bit more obvious and in your face. But again, because we've inked it, really doesn't matter. So I think I'm going to glue these 2 down, and I think I'm going to go over the top, because it still allows me to line it up beautifully.
Yeah.
And again, that is definitely, that's down to you, whatever is your preference, whichever you find that little bit easier to do, then you absolutely do it. So let's hold those down just for a second. And then again, so this one, it's gonna come from the bottom, we're gonna go all the way around, and it's gonna go to there. So you can start at this side if you want, so you know you've got that really clean edge, and bring it round to the back. It's just have a little bit of a play with where you want that edge finishing off. It's really all about how it's going to look once it's finished.
Well, that's the end result, isn't it? It's about the look of it, the appearance of it, but then the fun of creating it.
That's it. So I'm just being able to judge all the way round that this is going to sit perfect. I'm going to line it up there. Get that bit of glue off my finger. And the good thing about using the Collal glue is it gives you time to make sure that that's pressed down there and it's straight, to make sure that that's burnished down around that corner, and you're going to give it a bit of a pull so it makes it nice and snug against your box lid. So I'm just giving that a bit of a tug, and then making sure that these 2 sit perfectly with each other. And then let's trim that bottom off. And again, I've got that little bit of white, so we're just going to ink over it, and because it's sat down to the bottom, you're not going to see it. We're going to do exactly the same again. You can line it up this way. I mean, always pop it on and bring it round and make sure that it is all lining up. You don't want to go wonky.
No.
We don't want wonky anythings.
And other than the guillotine, what a nice project with the grandkiddies, or the
Yeah.
kiddies to do with them.
Yeah, definitely. It's a nice, simple one to pop together. So,
Take it to show and tell or something. Is that how
yes.
they've done it?
Yeah, definitely.
I hated doing that at school, believe it or not.
I wasn't a fan of that. I was really shy at school. I could never have done this.
No, like we don't call it, what did I call it there?
Show and tell?
Show and tell. We don't call it that here. Well, we didn't at my school. We just had to do a talk on whatever it was. And I always done it in my break time because I hated speaking in front of the class.
Yeah.
And I still do, ironically. But as we always say, we're just looking at a camera.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? I mean, I've got friends who said they would never have seen me doing anything like this.
Mine say that too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is funny because you can't shut me up now.
We wouldn't want it any other way.
There we go. So look how lovely
So cute.
that comes together.
So cool.
Absolutely. And again, you can see it's snug. You want it to be snug, but what you're going to do is once you've opened and closed it a couple of times, you're just going to pop that corner in there and then in there. You can see mine's a lot snugger, but if I show you with this one, because I've opened and closed it so many times, it's
You're
it's found
flexing
its
the
way.
fibres, aren't you?
Yeah. So, and it's just a good excuse to play with your suitcase. Right, so all we're going to do for this, you can see that you can't really see it, but I've scored those. I know these aren't scored because you're going to open it first. So you're going to open it, and it's where it's going to naturally want to obviously open. You're just going to get your little embossing tool or bone folder, and as you're bringing that up, you're just going to allow it or give it that little bit of encouragement to fold up, and then it's going to fold out perfectly. So obviously make sure that yours is fully dry before you open it all the way up, because mine just peeled off a little bit, but it's fine. Just pop it closed again. Go on in there, you. Make sure it's nice and stuck down. So give it a good 10 minutes before you try to open it all the way up, because then this is going to have dried so solid it's not going to peel off at all. But that is it. So that is the suitcase. And then your handles. You've got two options. The one that I originally made, I had the handles coming from the front, but for this one, because I've got decoration on the front, we're going to pop them on here. So you're going to decide sort of how big that you want your handles to be. I mean, I've got mine this big on here. You can go obviously a lot bigger. So let's just roughly cut this down to 6 inches. So that should give me 2 6-inch handles. And then just bringing in the scoreboard. We're just going to score a 1/2 inch at both sides. So 1/2 inch there and a 1/2 inch there. And remember, these are all just 1 inch long strips that you're going to trim down either when they're on the suitcase or here now for your handles. So again, making sure I've got rid of those white edges. So we're just going to fold those 2 score lines. We're going to allow and help that along.
It's all the attention to detail that you've given it.
And then we're going to line it up with the edges. And I'm quite happy with that size. So these are 6-inch long strips, and I think that just sits on there perfectly. So let's glue these on. Oh, that was bad.
George just went, yep, well handled.
There we go. So So just hold both those. Again, we're going to hold onto them for a second until they dry properly. Oh. So just wiggled out of place for a second. And again, you're going to keep coming in because you're going to keep seeing a little bit of white come through that you want to ink up. But again, all adds to the effect, so that's okay. Turn that round. We're going to do exactly the same on this side.
Do you know something? I've never done anyone else's craft along. I think I might actually do this one. I think this one's so cool. I've got a fair bit of time off this week. I'm not on Crafters TV this week. I've got some filming to do, and then Mum, John and Clemmy, they'll be down for a few days, with it being my birthday as well as Debbie Fisher's on Wednesday. So yeah, I'm going to have a bit of time this week, Michelle, and I really am. I want to do this.
I'm going to do it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't forget to post it.
Of course I will do. Yeah. Tag you in it.
Right, so there you go. Those are my two handles. Once those two are fully dried, what I tend to do is I'll fold that way, and then I will give that a fold that way. What it allows it to do is it just allows it to even itself out. Because obviously it can go on a little bit wonky. So if you just give that a fold back on itself, and that one as well, not only does it allow it to burnish really nicely down, but those will fold or curve in exactly the same shape as well. So I think the only thing I haven't done, do we have time to do, is I haven't added my the thing that we're actually doing. But that's very quick and easy. We've got enough time, haven't we?
Yeah, we've still got 10 minutes.
So let's pop that to the side, and entirely up to you. I cut mine out of craft cards, so we're going to stick with that and cut it out of craft card. Where is it? Here it is.
I hadn't actually even realised we've not even looked at the actual die set that the craft along's about.
I know. So we're using the Echinacea. Is the one that I'm using, because it fits on there beautifully, and it's just my favourite for no other reason than that flower's just my favourite one.
Also known as the cornflower.
Yes, that's it. Right, pop that on there and run it through. There we go. Oh, pop that to the side. And so before I stick this one onto the front, so let me figure out which is my base. Right, your base is obviously the one with that internal wall. So my base piece, before I go on and stick this to the front, so this die cut piece is going to stick to the front. But before I do, so obviously this is the piece that I've cut it out of. I'm going to pop that on there, and I'm going to place that back in. And the brown that I used on the box, just holding this into place, we're just going to stencil through it. So again, we're going to be obviously a little bit more gentler because the box is put together.
Okay.
But the box needs to be put together before you can do this. But it really doesn't matter, because you have to be gentle, but you can obviously keep adding until you're happy with the amount of ink that you've got on there. So let's just...
Oh, Karen, bless you. Karen Wells Sorrell on Facebook. Craig, your birthday present is on the way. May not get there by the 21st though. What a kind thought. Thank you for that. That's really lovely.
Karen, mine is the 9th of September.
9th of September. 9th of September is Michelle's. Crafters Companion, Horndale Avenue, Newton Aycliffe. Don't ask me the postcode, because I'm rubbish at postcode. DL5 6DR.
Right, so you can see by using the waste and inserting that back in, it gives you that lovely stencil effect on the back. And what it's also done is it's inked it up a little bit for me as well. So when we pop it on the front and glue it down, we've already sort of halfway there with the inking and things like that anyway. So then what we're going to do now is just with our dotted tape pen, carefully, we're just going to glue this up. So, oh, let me grab a new one. Don't tell Tracy. She said, do you need anything? I was like, no, I've got loads of stuff.
Always the same. And I'm just looking on my notes because I am sure yes. Oh no. I wasn't sure if we had a bundle still of the tape runners.
Oh.
Or I'm maybe looking ahead at... Oh, no, we do. Right, okay, no, got ya. Okay, no. But although it's first look, Nicola, they can still get them. Right, got ya. So, in case you wonder what I'm just on about, there is a big bundle with tape runners. We are looking at them in first look, but you can purchase them ones, although it's first look. It's confusing. Anyway.
Right, so we're absolutely nearly finished. I've stuck this down on the front and I'm just going to use my earth brown blend, and we're sticking with that colour combination to colour this in. So if I bring this in, you can see, even though I'm using craft card, it does colour in beautifully. So I'll just colour a little bit in just to show you. So with the lightest, I've just gone over that middle bit. And then again with the lightest, I just go in at the top of the petal and the bottom bit. I'm going to leave that sort of, preserve that highlight there. And again, because it soaks in a lot more to this craft card than normal card, you're going to get a totally different effect when you've finished. So I just colour a few in for you to show you how I did it. So that is the lightest. I'm going to go in with the mid now, and I'm going to go over again just the edges as if we were just colouring in normally. So this is the middle one, and then just round there, just going to add that highlight, and then I'm going to come in with the lightest again, and we're going to colour all the way over.
I love how you've used the positive on one side and then the negative on the other as a stencil.
Yeah, I just thought that was a lot of fun to do. And then with the darkest, we're going to add those little highlighty bits. So very carefully, just down there, like that. And then obviously I coloured the whole thing in the same. And then the only other thing is I got one of these, this vellum pad. I just picked one of these. So I used, it's a good day to be happy, so we'll use that one again. I'm going to use it in, because you've got like a gold and a silver, and this is like a grey, isn't it?
It is.
And we're just going to rip it up. We're just going to rip it up because, again, it adds to the effect. So is the bit that I'm going to use at the top. But of course, we're going to ink it. So we're just going to go around all the edges because it's a bit too sparse white to go on here.
Just ties it all together.
Yeah, tying it all in. A little bit of tape pen on the back and pop it where you want. We don't want the whole thing glued down, so if you've got a little corner that's poking up, help it poke up a little bit more. So it's literally just ripping round the sentiment. Again, you don't have to. If you're doing this in particular colours, if you've got those, if you're using our, God, what's it called? Mirror card.
Oh, yeah.
And you're being, obviously, you're more careful and things, sort of ripping's not going to tie in with that. So then you would just cut them. But I think this just ties in with this perfectly.
I think that's a good thing with anything rustic style, whether it's a card, whether it's a project, whether it's a scrapbook pager, that is very, very forgiving. Very forgiving. You can get away with doing tears or, you know, off at an angle slightly or distressed look.
Definitely.
It's a nice style to do because it's forgiving.
It is, definitely. So what have we got? It's a good day. And this vellum is really quite thick, so you don't see the tape pen coming through. Let me rip that. It's a good day. I'm saying it out like I'm reading a children's book, aren't I?
Well, all do that, don't we? Even I do that when I'm doing anything with words. Read them out.
Be happy. And once you've got it on here, if you've still got some white bits showing, just bring in your blending tool. You don't need to add any more ink on there. And just go around those edges. And again, if you've got an edge poking up, just help it to sort of curve up. Bring in that and give that a good curl. There we go. So, I mean, I haven't finished colouring it all in, obviously, but I think besides that, we've got it all done. So you've got that lovely stenciled through bit on the back, and it opens.
Oh, wow.
Perfectly.
Absolutely epic, Michelle. Absolutely epic. Right. Oh, they're all gone crazy in the gallery because we're ready to jump back to Debs for the final time, and she's got a doggy. Oh, look.
Oh, wow.
Who's this now, Debs?
This is great. This is Gracie. She's my crafting mate.
Oh, Gracie, how cute is she? Did you say, yeah?
Yeah, it's a she. Her name is Gracie.
Oh, how cute. She loves a little bit of crafting as well then, giving you a helping hand.
Oh, she brings the ball in and drops it for me so I can throw it out the door.
Oh, yeah, good thinking, good thinking. How did you get on with that craft along, Deb?
Really good.
Look
Oh my
at
goodness, I absolutely love it. I did not get my coloring done yet, but I got the box all put together, and Michelle, it's an awesome project.
Oh, thank you so much. You have done an amazing job. Amazing job. I'm glad you liked it.
Absolutely.
Oh, God.
And Craig,
yes.
Happy birthday early.
Oh, bless you. Thank you so, so much. I really, really appreciate that. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you so much for taking part. Lovely seeing you and jumping back and forth to you and seeing what an incredible project that you've done. Up to much the
Thank
rest
you.
of the
You
day?
guys have an amazing day. This has been an awesome experience for me. I watch you guys all day long, every day, and I craft along as much as I can. This is a highlight of my day.
Oh, that is so, so lovely. Oh, Nicola's like, oh my gosh, that is so lovely for you to say. We really appreciate it. We love doing this, but it's all benefits when I hear you say things like that. We all love it, don't we, Michelle?
Oh, absolutely.
Just an absolute pleasure.
Absolutely.
Absolute pleasure. Would you do it again, another craft along?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Yay.
That's what we love to hear. Right, you have a lovely rest of the day and have fun crafting, and no doubt we'll see you maybe in the comments later on for First Look and Second Chance Sunday.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. You take care and we'll see you soon, Debs.
Bye.
Bye all.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. Oh my gosh, it's lovely.
Oh, isn't she?
Absolutely
Really nice.
lovely. Do you know what? What else can I say other than that was absolutely epic, Michelle. Another
Thank you.
epic project when it comes to that craft along. And I know you always put a lot of time and effort into them. So
Yeah.
it's lovely to see all the lovely comments. So many people, yep, just so many coming through. We will maybe just do a little recap of these comments within the next show there, but we are going to head away so we can grab something to eat before we come back with our epic first look. It's going to be 2 hours of a first look of some items that are new. A lot of, as Nicola said. Grab your tea, grab your breakfast, grab whatever you want. And myself, Michelle, Tracy, George, and of course Nicola, we will see you in an hour's time. Less than an hour. Bye.